We begin this edition from West Africa. Gabon will be heading to the polls on the 26th of August to elect a new leader. Well, let's just say Gabonese will be exercising their right. About electing a new leader? Not so sure. Current President Ali Bongo is seeking another term in office. You see, his father and also the predecessor, Omar Bongo, ruled the tiny nation of 2.3 million people for 44 long years. And the son doesn't want to let that go just yet. Here's a report from Libreville.
J'annonce officiellement aujourd'hui, je suis candidat.
Standing before a crowd of supporters in June this year, the Gabonese president Ali Bongo declared his interest to continue to rule the country for another term. He's been president of the tiny West African nation for 14 years.
My dear compatriots, I want to fight for our country, for you, for everyone. I want to fight to convince people that we can have confidence in our country.
Bongo still enjoys support from his country's people. Most of them believe that their candidate is the choice of reason as he launched his election campaign in the Owendo commune.
So beyond the social reforms, improving the synapse and taking families, households and young people into account, I think that for a while now, when we have watched the 52 minutes of convincing, we haven't had a speech as frank, as honest, as direct as that of candidate Ali Bongo Ndimba.
Aussi franc, un discours aussi honnête, un discours aussi direct, comme celui du candidat Ali Bongo Ndimba.
The Bongo history runs deep in Gabon. Omar Bongo was president of Gabon from 1967 until his death in 2009. He ruled for over 44 years and became one of Africa's longest ruling leaders. When Gabon was granted independence from France in 1960, Bongo became politically powerful. Omar Bongo remained in power because of his control over the army and because of Gabon's elite class personally benefiting from his rule. Although Bongo was known as one of the most corrupt African rulers, he also developed a reputation as a peacemaker for his attempts to bring together warring factions in Chad, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola and Burundi. After his death, Ali Bongo took the mantle and promised to continue with his father's reign. The president was narrowly re-elected in 2016 with just 5,000 more votes than rival Jean Ping, who claimed that the election was fixed. The announcement of the results sparked violence in the capital Libreville. The opposition says 30 people were shot dead by the security forces. Bongo suffered a stroke in 2018 and spent months on the sidelines recovering, leaving the opposition to question his fitness to run the nation. He still has a stiff arm and leg and mobility difficulties, but in recent months he has held Republican meetings around the country and made official visits abroad, including for summits. Bongo's candidacy was approved despite opposition claims that he is unfit for the presidency.
Honestly, I don't think he has a chance of winning unless he uses force again, as he did in 2016, by shooting at the people who are supposed to vote or hand over power. If it's at the ballot box, the people of Gabon won't vote for him.
He can win because he is doing a great deal for our country, Gabon, and he is developing our country, Gabon, because if it weren't for this society, I wouldn't be wearing this hat today.
Gabon has validated the candidacies of 19 people, including President Ali Bongo and several former ministers, for the August 26th presidential polls. The presidential ballot will coincide with elections for the National Assembly and regional and local councils. Gabon is one of the richest countries in Africa in terms of per capita GDP, due largely to its oil revenue and relatively small population of 2.3 million. A third of the population still lives below the poverty threshold, according to the World Bank. Bureau Report, WION World is One.